I am doing PRP with exosomes in my head for hair growth. A laundry list of things. Tried, minoxidil, Rogaine, Propecia. Also tried some just, supplements I found like on Amazon over the counter that's supposed to regrow your hair and all this kind of stuff, and nothing has really done anything. I'm really excited about PRP because I know that can trigger hair growth, but I'm also really excited about kicking this up a notch to exosomes, because exosomes, from what I understand, basically tell the tissue to be younger again back before you had a hair loss problem. So I'm really looking forward to restoring my youthful head of hair. Anything. Anything that fills it in a little bit or makes it look a little bit, I feel like each year as the years go on, I see my forehead grow and I see more patches of my scalp, especially if I'm out in the sun. So anything that trends me in a little bit better direction, I'd be happy with.
So David, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start injecting along the crown line, and then I'll take a path. And with the path, I basically am going down all the way to, that middle part where most guys have that balding spot.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll go into layers of it. I try to go fast for you, but let me know if I'm going too fast. What's going on with you, how you're feeling, that sort of thing.
Okay, great. Thank you.
The other thing I would like to do is inject a little bit on the sides of your hair. Sometimes guys will come in here and they just want me to focus on their crown line, or they want me to focus on their bald spot, but specifically with you, because you have a lot of graying on the side, I would like to inject over here because the exosomes are known to bring back the pigment of the hair follicle. So I would like for you to be able to see that.
Great.
Okay. So what we're doing is just like regular PRP hair, but this time I'm adding some exosomes to it. And exosomes, the vial that we use, is a 5 ml vial, and that contains about 5 billion exosomes. The reason why we're mixing the exosomes with the PRP is because exosomes are derived from stem cell, and it's coming from placental stem cell. They're what we call microvesicles. And these microvesicles contain messenger RNA and microRNA. Messenger RNA is responsible for your building blocks, amino acid building blocks, which tells your body to do a cell signal, whatever it is that you're looking for specifically. So in his case, I'm looking for hair growth. But also exosomes contain something called microRNA. And microRNA is an anti-inflammatory aspect, meaning that if there's any inflammation in the scalp, which most hair loss is caused from inflammation, stress, pollution, antioxidant level, as well as hormone level too. But this is just one avenue of getting that inflammation down so that we can refeed the soil, is how I really like to look at it. Your hair follicle sits in a bed of soil, as you will, and that's what's feeding that hair follicle. So as we get older, we get stressed, there's pollution, there's aging, there's hormone imbalance, that soil becomes weak. So then it's no longer feeding the root system, which means it's no longer feeding the tree trunk. And the tree trunk is the hair follicle itself. So if we can get that soil back to normal response, then we can actually feed the roots again, feed the tree trunk, and get that hair follicle to grow the way that it's supposed to. How are you doing, David?
Great.
Great. Yeah, so it really just kind of depends on your level. I just had a patient in here yesterday who was asking me the same question, and there's no right or wrong answer to that. Some patients choose to do the hair transplants. It's a little bit more costly, it's more invasive. And then I have a patient who, she just wants to start real basic and simple. And so we started her on Nutrafol for the next month. So honestly, it just depends on the level that you want to commit to. number one. Number two, the cost, obviously. But I have some guys who come in here, and women, who are like, I'm sick of it. I've tried everything. I want resolution right now. That's going to be the exosome PRP treatment. It is the most effective. What we do as far as PRP treatment, what I'll tell patients is there's 4 stages of hair growth. So every month is a different stage. So you need to come in once a month for 4 months for the PRP. With the exosomes, I will only add the exosomes for the very first treatment, and then I'll just have you come back and we'll just do just the PRP for the next 3 treatments. And allow the stem cells to really work, because stem cells are exosomes. They can take a good 3 months for them to actually do what they're supposed to. So it's kind of like the perfect storm is the way I like to look at it. You know what? There isn't, because it does have that microRNA aspect to it. So it's looking for any kind of inflammation, and it's going after it and attacking it. So that's what's kind of nice. And we do get the exosomes from one placental source that's been tested and free of any kind of disease or illness. I always just want to let these patients know it can honestly take 4 to 6 weeks before you see anything, because it takes time for new tissue to grow, just like it takes time for new hair follicles to grow. So don't expect any kind of magic tomorrow or in a week, but definitely 4 to 6 weeks you'll start to see something. The other thing I should mention is you must have hair follicle present in order for hair to grow in that area and for me to treat it. So what I mean is, you can't come to me and say, hey, I want you to treat, I want my hair to kind of go in this pattern. So I want this treated. It doesn't work that way, because there's no hair follicles in this area. But I do see small hair follicles right in this area. So I'm going to go ahead and treat, even though it looks, barren, and allow that hair to grow. So I always want to just be very clear with these guys that if they come in, and they don't have hair follicle, I can't recreate hair follicle. So must have hair follicle present.
I am not a fan of needles, and I was really dreading this. And I can tell you, it was great. She uses like a little vibration thing to kind of distract the nerve, and